What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be going over 5 improvements that I would love to see for Star Wars Hunters. Just last week we got a really big update for the game, and it improved quite a lot of areas of the game. It essentially completely overhauled the progression system. It added some new hunters, it added a new game mode and 4 different maps, a bunch of skins, a stats page. Like the update was absolutely enormous. And a little bit of inside knowledge for you guys, I've actually made this video already and it was scheduled to go up, and then when that update went live, pretty much everything that I had mentioned in the first iteration of this video was fixed in that update. So I actually scrapped that video. It was scheduled and ready to go, and I actually deleted it from the channel. And so I'm sitting here redoing the video because, yeah, pretty much everything that I mentioned has been improved, which is obviously slightly annoying for me having to redo a video, but it is definitely a very good thing for the game. Before we get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, then definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. It does seem like Star Wars Hunters is very close to launching, so there's going to be plenty more Star Wars Hunters content on the way in 2022. But with that being said, let's get stuck right into it. So like I said, the previous update has improved the game a hell of a lot. It actually feels like a kind of like a little overhaul of the game in a way. It added so much new content, new modes, new hunters, and then like I said, the progression system was completely overhauled as well. So the last update was amazing, and there's actually not that much, to be honest, that I want improved at this point because the game is actually in a really good state. So with that being said, keep in mind that all the stuff I'm going through, it's not so much a complaint, it is essentially just nitpicking small things that I think could be slightly improved. The game as it is in its current state, I think if they launched it right now, it would be really successful. I think it's in a really solid state at the moment, but with that being said, things can always improve. So I thought I may as well go over it anyway. I do know that some of the team members at Boss Alien have actually been watching along with not only my videos, but many other videos from the community, and that is definitely greatly appreciated. I've already seen some stuff that we've all mentioned in our videos being implemented into the game, and it is absolutely awesome to see that they are listening. So because of that, I thought I may as well make another video just going over some smaller improvements that I would love to see. So anyway, getting into the first thing that I would love to see improved, and this is actually to do with the loadouts. Now, in the previous iteration of the soft launch, there were 3 different loadout options that you could make. You could make one for each game mode in the game, one for control, one for escort, and one for hutball. And in the recent update, they actually removed that so that it doesn't actually, I guess, mess around with your loadouts. If you have something that really works in hutball and then you go and play escort and you kind of forgot that you weren't using the same loadout, it can get a little bit confusing. There were times when I had different loadouts and I kind of forgot that they were different. So I do like the fact that they've kind of removed them from each game mode, but I really did like the fact that you could actually have multiple loadouts. So what I would love for the team to do is actually bringing back the multiple loadout options, but just not sort of linking them to a certain game mode. So instead of having a control, escort, and hutball loadout, you can essentially have loadout 1, loadout 2, loadout 3, and customize them all to how you want to play. And then rather than linking them to a game mode, you should just be able to essentially choose them when you are loading into a game. On that selection screen, and I'll show it on screen for you guys right now, it would be great to see that when you're picking your hunter, once you've locked in that hunter, then you can actually sit there and choose the loadout that you want for that specific mode. Because for example, there may be better ways to do it than just having it linked to a game mode. So rather than having a hutball loadout, you can maybe have like a long range loadout, which might work on 2 of the hutball maps, but it might also work really well on one of the escort maps. And so yeah, I think it would still be great to actually have those like multiple loadouts like they had it. The fact that they removed it kind of feels a little bit like they've taken away our options in a way. And while I do definitely see what they were trying to do, I think still having multiple loadout options would be a great change to have. Now, moving on, the next thing on my list here is actually kind of similar to the last one. It is in regards to the loadouts, and I think it would be great if you could buy the modules with the credits again, as once again in the most recent update, they've actually removed the ability to buy those with your credits. Now, once again, I do definitely see why they're going that direction. This update was really like consumer friendly, I guess you would say. They pretty much just made it a lot easier for players to essentially unlock new hunters and earn crystals and all that kind of thing, and I think that is definitely good for the player base. And so having the modules unlockable by essentially leveling up your hunter, I do definitely understand that, but in my opinion, I think it would be great to be able to unlock those modules with your credits again. Some of the modules that you unlock are in the, the low 20s for your hunter level, and that does take quite a bit of time. I've been playing for months now, and my highest hunter level is I think like 15 to 16, and so I think being able to unlock them with your credits, which are still just earned through playtime, and you can't actually spend money on those credits, I think that would still be a good option. Even if they hiked up the price to make it a lot more expensive or something, I think that would still be a really good option, because it does take quite a while to actually level up those hunters. And if you're playing as, say, Groz, and your Groz is only level 5, and then you're playing against a level 25 Groz on the other team, he's going to have better modules for his Groz, and at the end of the day, that's going to be a long time until you can actually unlock those modules as well. So yeah, I think having at least the option to buy them with credits again would be good. I think having them unlocked by default at those same levels that they're currently at is actually a good thing for the game. Like I said, any like regular progression stuff is a really good way to go. If you play, you know, J3 and you play him heaps, then I think it's great to be able to unlock those modules for free. But I think just having the option to buy them with credits, again, it's not a pay to win element because you cannot buy credits in the game. They're only earned through playtime. And so yeah, I think just having more options of ways to buy stuff, or I guess unlock stuff in the game, is definitely a better thing for the play base. And so I would love to see those return. Now the next thing on my list here is actually ranked play, which is one of the things that I actually mentioned in the first iteration of this video. And a really good sign is that in the match history in your stats page, you can actually see that the current games that we're playing, they are actually classed under casual games. So it does seem like ranked mode or some sort of other mode could be coming to the game. If they're going to call these ones casual games, then it feels like there is going to be something a bit more like competitive or a bit more official, I guess. So it does seem like ranked mode could be on the way, but until that happens, we just will never really know. So I thought it was worth mentioning anyway. I think in a game like this, a 4v4 arena type of game, I think ranked is just perfect for this type of game. And yeah, the fact that they have written casual on our current games, that does feel like this is on the way. So hopefully that does get added down the line, but again, we will just have to wait and see. Now the next thing on my list is actually having some game mode options rather than just a simple play button, just to give the players a bit more freedom about what modes they're actually playing. Now I do think having a general play button is actually a really good idea. I don't think they should remove that for the game modes. I think just having that still there is a good idea, because there's going to be times, even for me, I would just love to be able to just click play and I don't really care what mode I'm playing, because to be honest, all of the modes are a lot of fun, and so having that option there is definitely still a good idea. With that being said, there are going to be times when maybe I'm squatting up with some of the boys and maybe some of the guys haven't played Hutball yet and we really want to play Hutball. I think having the option to just load into only Hutball lobbies, I think that would be a really good addition to the game. I do understand that having those different options there does kind of split the play base, because how it currently is, if you just click play, then you're essentially getting put into a pool with every single other person who's playing the game, whereas when you split those up, it is essentially splitting up the play base between which mode they're choosing. So I definitely understand that there is a little bit of a downside to that, but I think the fact that this is a free game and it's going to be on mobile, I think there's going to be a crazy play base. Looking at Galaxy of Heroes, that game has 100 million players, so obviously this game isn't there right now, and I think, you know, not having those options straight away is not a bad idea, but I think down the line it would be great to actually be able to choose between Hutball, Escort, Control, and then, like I said, still having that play button to just essentially just play any game mode at random. Now moving on to the very last thing on the list, and for me this is absolutely the most important thing, and this is more of a wish list thing than an actual improvement. This game needs to be ported to console. I'm going to make a whole video on this, so I won't go too in depth on this for now, but personally I think this game is just so perfect for playing on console. I think mobile gaming often has a bit of a stigma around it, where a lot of people just don't really like to, you know, they hear the word mobile game and they're like, it doesn't really sound that fun. And to be completely honest, I am one of those people. I'm not a mobile gamer. This is really one of the first mobile games that I've ever gotten really into. I played a little bit of Galaxy of Heroes. I've played games like Raid Shadow Legends and stuff. They are definitely a good bit of fun, but for me, I'm more of like a console PC gamer. And despite this game being really solid, I think the stigma of it being a mobile game, it won't reach the, I guess, the audience that it could reach if it was actually on console. And so I know that's an absolutely huge ask to just pretty much say, hey, this is a mobile game, can you please put this on console? I know that's just a crazy thing to sort of ask for, but I think if this game were to launch on like the PS5 and the Xbox, for example, it would absolutely blow up. The unfortunate reality is that a lot of people probably won't even give it a try because it is on mobile, and that's completely fair. Like I said, I'm not really a mobile gamer anyway. If this wasn't a Star Wars game, I literally just wouldn't play it because I wouldn't have any interest in it. But I think the gameplay and just the game in general is actually really solid, and I think that eventually porting it over to console, even if it takes an extra year, for example, I think that would be absolutely crazy for the game, and at the end of the day, it would only make Zynga even more money. So, like I said, that's not so much of an improvement, but it is something that I am really like passionate about, and I really want that to happen. I truly think if this game ever made it to console, we could be looking at one of the all-time like most played, most loved Star Wars games that there's been. The fact that it's free as well, like so many people would see a free PS5 game that's Star Wars and they would just download that straight away. So again, it's a very big ask, but I'm definitely going to ask that question either way. That is it for my list of 5 improvements though, guys. I'm definitely keen to hear what you guys think. So if you agree or disagree with anything that I said, or if you have any of your own feedback or improvements, then definitely leave those down in the comments, as I'm always keen to hear what you guys have to say. That is going to do it for this one though, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new to the channel, then definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. If you want to support the content that I make here on YouTube, then consider supporting the channel over on Patreon. The links to that are down in the description. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and may the force be with you always.